Hey guys, welcome back to Tech Talks, where Michael and I talk about weekly tech news and give you our take on it. Michael, how you doing this week, man?
I'm doing awesome, Jared. Thank you for asking. A little frazzled, but doing okay. How are you?
I'm good, man. So to all you listeners and viewers, we missed last week. Super sorry. Michael and I were both, kind of busy and just our schedules didn't match up. So don't worry, we're going to cover everything we were going to cover last week, plus stuff that we're going to cover for this week. So we have a lot to get into. So let's just get into it, man.
Yep. Let's go do it.
Last time we chatted, we talked about the rumors of the new DJI FPV drone, and it officially got released last Tuesday. And man, I got a lot of mixed feelings about this drone. So yeah, it's we were spot on all the rumors we shared, including the price point coming in at $1299. And, I think, what was it? $1599 if you want to get the extra batteries. Have you looked into this drone?
Just a little bit, and only because I already have the Mavic. I had the Mavic, and I have the Mavic Mini 2. This doesn't really strike me as any different from a photographer or videographer's perspective, aside from the fact that it offers first-person view, which to me, I'll probably only buy it if I want to experience that. So it's offering a different experience, basically. Because I'm looking at some of the footage, and some of them don't look that good, to be honest.
Yeah, I've seen mixed. I've seen some people really knock it out of the park and do a great job, and I've seen some just kind of like, that's kind of mediocre. So it's only a 12 megapixel camera, so it's right on line with like the original Mavic Air. And like image quality, obviously, I think this has a little bit bigger sensor than the Mavic Air originally did. It only shoots in D-Cine-like, and I prefer D-Log. D-Log is amazing to grade. It's not great for photography, so if you're only doing photography, do not recommend this drone. It would be more for video, and it is actually quite different than what you're used to. Like you said, you get the first-person view, but also the gimbal only stables in the up and X and Y? No, X axis. Like, so only up and down, not side to side. So when you turn the drone, your whole horizon is turning. So it gives you that first-person view. I think it's an amazing drone for what they're trying to do, though. I think it's great to get people into the FPV realm, because it is a totally different type of droning, and it has great modes. It has to be able to get you into it. It has a simulator to get you used to it. It's got a fantastic GPS system that if you were flying any other FPV drone and you lost connection, it's goodbye. Or if you're getting a little frazzled about what you're doing and you crash, it's gone. This has a safety mode you can push and it'll hover immediately. So I was on the fence. I'm still on the fence, leaning towards no, because the only thing that's holding me back is the camera quality and the images I'm seeing. I just can't wait to see what they do with the second generation and the camera quality.
Exactly. And that's the thing, like, DJI is always going to release, they're known to kind of cannibalize their own stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they release something and then they release another version of that, which is much better. So it eats up the sales of the previous one. But also they're very good with, like you said, that's a very good point that you just made. DJI is really good with introducing hobbies, or, something that normally would only be, for the focused group of people, like, for example, people who fly first-person view type of drones, right? Like racing drones. I'm guessing the learning curve for those type of drones are very high. So DJI allows people like us, like novices, basically to learn, or introduces those type of hobbies to us with a lot of these safety measures, right? Like these sensors and just like that type of technology. So if you're approaching that particular drone from that perspective, it actually is a brilliant piece of tech.
It
Like
really is.
for me, since I don't do that type of shooting, it's irrelevant to me. Although I have seen some footage of someone using that. I mean, you can use that to shoot car commercials, for example, like racing, and it's just very dynamic. Like there are a lot of like very creative movements that you can do with this drone versus like a conventional one. So I guess, yeah, I'm probably just not the right customer for it.
Yeah, doesn't sound like it.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound
No,
like
it
it,
doesn't.
Michael. It's not made for Michael. Anyway,
Not for Michael.
We were pretty spot on with the rumors we shared, though.
Yeah, I know. It still looks cool,
good
though.
to hear. And they have I didn't get the picture of it, but they have this other controller you can buy with it. That's like just like a handheld joystick, and it's with motion. And while that's cool, man, it just seems a little scary because if you freak out and you like overcorrect in one way, like how sensitive is that thing? Like, could you just easily, I don't know, crash? Exactly. It seems like it'd be a lot easier to crash.
Right. Yeah. There's so many things that could happen that could just, I'm curious, like how much easier it would be to actually fly it. But those are the reasons I would probably want to try it, just for the experience. It's a very different type of experience flying this drone. And, I still think it's cool. I still think it's a cool looking drone. And sometimes just for that alone, I would buy it.
Yeah. But I can't wait to see what they do with version 2. Better camera, better field of view. And I mean, there's no way around having to crop in even after you're done shooting with this, because just about every unedited clip I've seen, you get some propeller bleed on the sides. You see those props. So you got to punch in a little bit to get those out of frame. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We shall see. So another camera got released yesterday.
This was a surprise to me.
Yeah. If you subscribe to anybody on YouTube that is in the camera or tech realm, you definitely saw this sucker come through, and it would be the new Insta360 Go 2. This little tiny camera. Thoughts? Do you have thoughts on this? I don't like the marketing with all these quote unquote influencers releasing videos all at the same time, and they're all very eerily similar.
Pretty much the same. Yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about yesterday. And I'm like, it kind of makes me not want to watch any of the videos in a weird way, because it's like the idea seems novel, right? It's cool. But then you see so much of it, it's like, all right, it's like the ad that just won't go away no matter how many times you click that X. It feels like that to me. But my initial thoughts, though, I mean, it's a small camera. That's from what I understand.
Yeah, the sensor is supposed to be the same size as the GoPro 9, according to Insta360, whatever that means. But it's supposed to have the same sensor, or same size sensor.
Right.
Have you seen any of the image quality?
Not really, to be honest, not really. I've seen some photos, but didn't really look into it, just because, I mean, how is this different from a GoPro? Aside from it being smaller.
It's a GoPro competitor. This one is waterproof. I don't know if the GoPro 9 is waterproof or if you need housing now. I don't know.
I think the new ones don't need housing anymore.
Okay. I have seen so if you want to do some low light stuff, the low light I saw with the Insta360 Go 2 versus a GoPro, hands down, the Insta360 Go 2 blows it out of the water. Looks fantastic in low light. So with that being said, and you can shoot in log. So I don't know, like if you want an action camera, like this might be like a solid GoPro competitor, just because of how small it is, the image quality. I saw someone using this on their own, like homemade FPV, and it's a lot smaller, so you can get some more power out of your FPV with this small little camera. It's pretty cool. Not for me, but it's pretty cool.
This is going to sound like really weird, but here we go. But I like to watch some of these like these mystery ghost type of like hunting shows on YouTube. And one of my biggest problem is they're always like holding cameras in front of them, right? And it's always pointing towards their faces. never pointing towards whatever it is that they're looking at. So when they see something, they have to flip the camera around, or they have static cameras or everywhere. And it's just very cumbersome, and the quality is really not good. But if the low light performance of something like this is as good as I hope it is, then they could potentially just wear a bunch of these and capture every single angle, right? Like, because that's one of the weaknesses of GoPros. Like, low light, forget about it. You know what I mean? It's really not ideal. But if they market this as a really good low light action camera, I think that'd be great for those type of channels.
Yeah, and they have the magnet you can put under your shirt and it just sticks, and the magnet's really good. So there's a lot more mounting options than a GoPro. It's smaller than a GoPro. I'm on their website right now, and they have like some AI tracking that's supposed to be really good. And another good point, especially for those guys that are into FPV and you're flying the drone, and sometimes you crash those or you lose them, and your camera is gone and the SIM card that's in that GoPro is gone. You lost everything. With Insta360s, you can pair it up to your phone and download the footage immediately straight to your phone after each flight. So you're never going to lose what you just recorded because you can download it immediately, which is pretty cool.
You know, if I really think about it, though, this is quite possibly the Apple version of GoPros. Like, I'm looking at the mounting options. They look nice. I'm kind of surprised that GoPro took forever to even consider using magnets, right? It seems to be the thing now. Like, everything's has a magnet type of like a mounting solution, which is actually really, really smart and really, really clean. But I guess, you know, I'm kind of interested now, Jared. I think
that's influencer marketing right there for you. In action.
You should work for them, Jared. You just convinced me to buy one. So,
oh man,
I like this. It looks friendlier. It looks, you can, like there's footage of it being mounted, because it's so easy to mount. You can use it as an overhead cam for like when the lady was cooking in one of her the promotional videos, and
the website is just awesome, right?
Yeah, you have an overhead shot, and like, I kind of want one now. Damn it. Stop it, Jared. I do like it. Okay, I do like it.
All right, so let's dive into another development, literally a development that happened late last night. And that was the development announcement of Nikon's new flagship mirrorless camera, the Z9. And this is, I think, the first professional body we've seen out of a mirrorless camera. It's got the built-in grip, and it looks like a great camera. It's going to shoot 8K. There's not a lot of specs that we know about this, other than it's going to shoot 8K. I don't even think we know the megapixels yet, but it's probably going to be around 50 if it's an 8K camera. Rumored 20 frames per second on shooting. But yeah, I think this is a step in the right direction for professional mirrorless bodies. What do you think?
I think it's awesome. I think it took them way, way too long to get into the video side of mirrorless first, and then also like the video aspect of digital cameras. And I've always been a Nikon fan. I know I've tried their more recent is it the ZV series or whatever it is? Ergonomically, I love their cameras better than the Sonys. So I'm excited to know more about this. I don't know if, you know, anyone who is into video will be buying a Nikon for the 8K feature. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably not going to be high on their list. But again, you know, Nikon's been doing this for a long time, like making cameras. And it's very exciting to me still when they announce a new one.
Yeah, I'm a Nikon shooter for the most part, other than when it comes to even with video. So for most videos, I'll use what I'm currently on, which is the Blackmagic 6K. But I will shoot a lot of my like real estate gigs with my Nikon Z6 with a Atomos external recorder, so I can get in-log. I can convert the in-log to Blackmagic film. There's a bunch of cool things. Their cameras really are good. I think they're underrated. And when it comes to mirrorless video, they were actually like kind of ahead of the game when mirrorless cameras were coming out, because of the option to shoot ProRes RAW in 4K with the Atomos. That was like unheard of.
What was this?
when they first came out with the Nikon Z6. It was like unheard of. It was like awesome. But everybody just like flew past them, you know, when it came to advancing mirrorless technology.
I just remember my old D7000, and I was so excited to get it because I'm like, it shoots video. It sucked. Back then, that was like very, very new, right? Like 2012, I think. That was a long time ago.
So I'm really curious to see where they go with this.
I'm glad that they're developing more cameras, because I love Nikons. Like the only reason I switched to Sony, because at that time they were the only ones that really offered the mirrorless with the very capable video. So who knows?
We'll see what there's all these rumors that Nikon's gonna go away, but what I think they're doing is they're developing their own sensors now, and they're trying to incorporate that in their camera going forward, because it's gonna be a lot of cost saving and allow them to do more things with their own cameras. Because right now everybody gets their sensors from Sony. Everybody does. So we'll see what happens there. So let's dive into some other rumors, getting off the camera topic. This is something that we wanted to chat about last week, but it's been a long time since the iMac got a refresh, and we're going to see one here pretty soon with M1 chips, and there's been some leaked concept designs, and I'm curious to your thoughts on whether these will be the future of iMacs, that little bit more boxy of a display, and multiple colors, kind of mimicking the iPad Pro, and going back all the way to those original iMac days when Steve Jobs came back and relaunched the iMac with all those wonderful colors in that fishbowl looking iMac.
Yeah.
I think these are cool. I could dig the black for sure if this is
absolutely
true.
I think just offering the colors alone is going to be huge for them. So I'm not really sure about the design yet, like the boxy style. I feel like that could still evolve, but I'm almost certain that they would offer it in a different color. If this is like if I'm guessing correctly, like this is probably going to be a more affordable iMac, and with the M1 chip, which is going to be just really crazy fast. And then they'll offer the Pro models probably in the more common colors that we're used to, right? Like the gray or even just like the plain silver. And also they just announce that they are discontinuing the iMac Pro. I think they did that.
So yeah, it's while supplies last. So there is something in the pipeline definitely coming, I would imagine this year, if that's the case. If not, very soon, maybe even this month, because Apple usually does a spring event around the end of March. Last year, it was just a press release. They've been known to do that, but with COVID, they've gotten a little bit more into their pre-produced events, and they look beautiful. So we'll see if they come up with something with the iMac, because the iMac definitely deserves an event and its own day in Apple releases.
Absolutely. It's still my favorite personal computer.
It's great. Sitting right here behind me.
It's my favorite. Yeah, it's like if only mine wasn't so slow. I mean, I bought it like 2014, 15. It's old. So it's definitely it felt really slow at that time. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. I gotta save my wallet. I gotta throw it away.
I wish I didn't have to upgrade. I just upgraded last year. I needed to, just for work. I needed something.
Oh, what did you get?
Just an iMac, but like fully spec'd out. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it'll be a while till I upgrade.
Yeah.
All right, Michael. Let's get into something I know completely nothing about. What's new to that? I don't know a lot about anything.
I don't know any of the stuff that we're talking about.
Excuse me. I got lunch stuck in my throat. Too much info for you guys. Let's dive into cars, because Michael loves cars. So school me on this thing right here, man.
Here we go. All right. So we are looking at the Audi E-tron GT, which is basically Audi's version of an electric vehicle, which is also basically Volkswagen's version of an electric vehicle, which basically means it's a rebadged Porsche Taycan, or a cheaper version. So VW basically owns Audi and Porsche. Porsche just released their Porsche Taycan, and that's probably the sexiest looking EV I've ever seen. I'm a big fan of it, and so Audi said, okay, let's make a cheaper version and call it the Audi E-tron GT. So it's basically the same thing, but kind of rebadged, and obviously it looks different, and it's getting a lot of like traction on social media because suddenly it's a little bit more affordable. Suddenly it looks more like a regular car than an EV, and people are digging it. And I actually really, really liked it the first time it came out. But now every single time I look at it, Jared, I'm starting to not like it.
Why? I think it's a beautiful looking car. It's a beautiful looking car.
Weird. It's so weird because now it looks like a Volkswagen Passat to me, which is nothing. It's not bad. But if you're paying, okay, the starting price.
This thing looks great. It does not look like a Volkswagen. Oh, hello. That's the wrong camera. There we go.
There you go.
That was just like my eye.
I'm like, yeah, it does not look like a Volkswagen. No, you should look up a Volkswagen Passat. And for some reason, it reminds me so much of it. Huh. But going back to my point, like if I'm spending, the starting price of this is $100,000. I know.
That's affordable, Michael? Man, what?
Yeah, I know.
How much you charging your clients? Jeez.
Can you imagine how much the Porsche version is? Because I remember I was like, oh, EV, finally a Porsche came out with an EV. I'm excited. And it's like 200,000. I'm like, okay, all right, never mind. So when they announced this, I got excited, only to find out that it's still way out of my price point. But so it starts at 100,000 and you can spec it up all the way to 140. So it is the poor man's EV. So, I mean, but knowing Audi though, they do have like, they're known for quality, everything, quality interior design, and just, you can be sure that it's going to be awesome. However, people have been complaining about the supposed, what do you call this? Range. I think it's going to be around 200.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, it's not too good. So
you need to, for electric cars to take off, we've talked about this in past episodes, yes. Charging's got to get faster. It's got to be more available at more places. But also, you need to get the range to where a gas engine, if not better than a gas engine, would be for it to be adopted. And we're going to see what's going to happen because you see all these major manufacturers saying, hey, we're going full EV by such and such a date. Ford's done that. Volvo's done that. There's been quite a few, or not Ford, GM. So there's been a lot of talk, and we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, but that excites me because now we're getting competition. So competition in the marketplace is always good for us regular folk. You know what I mean? It's
affordable and innovation.
There you go. So, but again, I mean, my complaint is the design. I originally liked it. Now I don't like it so much. But take that with a grain of salt because I am also the same person who likes another type of vehicle.
Ugly thing. See, look at this.
Not your eye, Jared.
Not my eye. This ugly thing.
The other ugly thing.
The other ugly thing. Guys, just high production here on Tek Talks for you this week. Oh, man. This car, it's ugly, man. I like the old M3. This is horrible. Why do you like this?
I'm not going to fault you for that. I'm not going to say anything. You did not say anything wrong, Jared, because it is kind of ugly. But
okay, so what makes a beautiful BMW to me is the front end. Like the lights, the headlights, beautiful. Those look great. The rims, they look great. But that front grille is just hideous.
It looks like it came from that game. What is it? That game?
It looks like it needs a nose job.
It does. It looks like it had too much of a nose job. But
there you go.
For some reason, I like it. And I'll try to explain why I like it. So Audis and BMWs and Mercedes have always competed against each other, right? Mercedes have been known over the recent years to come up with these ridiculous looking cars. Like they basically said, you know what, screw Audi and BMW, we're going to do our own thing. Their designs are always like flowing and very organic. Audi has always looked like the buttoned up sedan. Like they look like they're always looking wearing a tuxedo. Like they always look very subtle and just really nice and clean. BMW is kind of lost. Like I feel like they were lost for a couple of years, and then they came up with this ugly thing. And for some reason, that just spoke to me. And I think that's why I like it, because it looks so different. So I'm not saying I like it because it looks the best, because I believe it doesn't look like it doesn't look the best. And I think most people will agree.
This is not a BMW color. This is not a BMW
color.
No,
no, it's not. It's not. And that's probably the only color that I like, though, that they're offering that's different, aside, because I did not like the highlighter yellow thingy that, I don't know if you've seen it. One literally looks like a highlighter. It's like neon green or yellow or something like that. I'm like, who would buy this?
Yeah, I think BMWs, all right, BMWs need to come in white, black, and silver. That is it. Yeah. That's my take on BMW colors.
But I do like this green, though. So yeah, don't crucify me, but I do like this car. Jared hates me for it, but I love it.
That's the least of things I hate you for, Michael. All right. That's fair. We've been talking about a lot. We like to end every show. Well, I like to end every show with my tech fail of the week. And well, right now it's me because I can't get my camera right, and it's going to happen again right here. Watch.
It's Jared's eye.
Oh, no, I got it right. Okay. Tech fail of the week. This kind of goes to last week. Obviously, this is the reveal, the secret DJI drone that was being released, which was, as we all know, the FPV. But it was the most mismanaged product release I have seen from them, and that I've seen in a long time. This drone had been leaked for weeks, months before the actual release. We saw unboxing videos of everything it was coming with and the price point weeks before the actual event that was supposed to be on YouTube last Tuesday morning, Michael. And I saw the video of it. Well, first of all, it wasn't even an event. It was just like a promo video.
Yeah.
Guys, it's 2021, COVID times. You should have a very nice release. And I was expecting them to come on stage and talk about the drone and everything that went into it and how all the advances, because there's a lot of great things with this drone for beginners. They should have controlled the message more, I think. Yeah. And the video was released on Twitter before it was even released on YouTube, and it was supposed to be released on YouTube first. I saw it Tuesday morning at 5:58 a.m. our time on Twitter, 2 minutes before it got released on YouTube, which was where it was supposed to be released originally. So total fail. I mean, guys, get your
total fail. I agree. It's by the time it was released, there was nothing that was surprising about it anymore. I just wanted to know the specs.
Yeah, but it was just basically specs, and was I right on price?
Yeah. So that's a very good tech fail for this week, Jared.
Absolutely horrible. Guys, get your act together. All right. Well, it's been fun. It's been fun. I'll talk to you next week, Michael.
Super fun. Guys, all right, Jared. Take care, man.
Yeah. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell, do all those things that us YouTubers ask you to do. We'll see you guys next week.
Okay, bye.